What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called Svarog's Dream. This is a game that we covered about a year ago. It was a surprising little action RPG hack and slasher that turned out to be a much better game than expected when you just take a look at the storefront and the general assets and things like that being used. This is one of those games that's not initially going to jump out at you from the Steam storefront, but once you get on into it, you will find that this game does provide a very satisfying old-school RPG experience, and there's not really anything else like it on the storefront. The best thing that I would compare it to is like Beyond Divinity or like Ego Draconis or one of those sort of niche RPGs. But today we're going to be taking a look at it. We're going to be playing the game for about 30 minutes, and the reason for that is the game has an expansion that just came out that adds new areas to the game. It adds new skill trees, other fun things to play around with, and we'll talk about why this game might be worth your notice if you're into sort of indie RPGs that are a little bit smudgy. They're not exactly perfectly implemented, but at the end of the day, the sum of the ideas ends up being more than kind of the sum of its parts, I guess. So if after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. You can check that out there. On top of that, you can also take a look down in the description. You'll find links to a whole bunch of other random stuff that I have going on that's all Nerd Castle associated, but let's dive straight down on into it. So today, as mentioned, we are checking out Svarog's Dream. This is an RPG that draws inspiration, I think, from a lot of sort of Bohemian folklore and kind of, I guess, like Slavic mythology. And you are a character that has woken up after dying, and for whatever reason, the gods have seen fit to send your soul back to the earth to occupy random bodies that are all over the place. This is a permadeath game, so that's one of those things that you'll probably want to check right at the beginning. Is that, did he run off on me? I'm trying to slay this Leshy over here, but he's not making it easy. He's shooting things at me. Fantastic. Maybe I should go run him down. I don't know. But anyways, you can die permanently in this game, but death is actually kind of interesting in this title because when you die, your soul actually leaves your body and you become somebody else in the game world that will have a different set of skills and like a different batch of things that they're good at. So kind of an interesting little permadeath idea. Along the way, it uses Titan Quest style character building in order for you to decide between a number of classes, what it is you want to do, what you want to specialize in, how strong you want to be at certain things like melee, magic, casting, general other skills. And then from there, you've also got to curry the favor of the gods, who are all up to all kinds of random things here in the mortal plane, and they are currently locked in a struggle with the actual, I think, like the Christian god, in all honesty, and you can ally with him as well from what I've seen so far. But quite an interesting little RPG that focuses pretty heavily on consequence, and you not taking care of little things like side quests will have sort of these emergent things that happen in the game world that it's not necessarily going to tell you. Right now I'm slaying a Leshy for a guy that serves a god. I've decided on the deities that I want to follow thus far. And so he wanted me to go down in there and kill a Leshy and recover a ring that was worn by one of the sons of the gods, and then we got to bring it on back to him, and luckily I've succeeded at that. I'll probably go back to town and sleep. So now that I've got you guys fixed up with a little bit of daylight, I figure we'll go monster hunting. There's a location where I need to kill a bunch of monsters and harvest their tongues, because there's a giant hedgehog on a hill that says he'll give me a magic necklace if I kill the zombies that have been keeping him awake every single night, because I guess he needs his hedgehog beauty sleep. So for right now, we're going to head on over that way, but a lot of things in this game are really transformative. Like, one of the reasons why it's important that I get this necklace is that your necklace in this game is actually a transformative piece of equipment. See, this is kind of like an old school RPG in its sensibilities, where you can get all kinds of fun abilities and interesting things. Like, you can get amulets that allow you to change the weather around, and there are utilities for that. You can get amulets that allow you to shapeshift, and shapeshifting has its own utilities. There's all kinds of interesting little things in this title that sort of pop out at you after you play it for a little while. They kind of get under your skin, and you're like, okay, at first it looks like it's a low-budget sort of open-world action RPG. Basically Diablo 2 if you took it and put it in an overworld and let the player do whatever they want, which is really where I got that vibe of something like Beyond Divinity from. But there's all kinds of interesting things in this game, like the necklaces that let you change the weather and do interesting things. Another example that I came across is, like, this is a little bit spoilery, but earlier on in the game, I got a quest where they wanted me to go and kill a werewolf that was living along the edges of town. Well, I put that off. I didn't really do anything about it. And I was like, oh, it's a side quest like in any other RPG. I can just sort of ignore it for right now, and I'll come back and do it once I feel like I'm strong enough. No, not the case, actually. If you don't do quests in this game, they will still exist there, and you can still do the quest, but it will have, like, unlikely outcomes and emergent things that occur that you're going to have to deal with if you don't take care of that quest. So in the case of the werewolf quest that I was playing around with, since I didn't take care of the werewolf in a timely manner, whenever night would fall overall on the map, werewolves would just completely and totally take over that area of the forest because I didn't kill the werewolf. Therefore, he was actually biting people and converting them into werewolves the entire time that I wasn't doing the quest, and now that entire area of the map is absolutely coated in like level 30 mobs that are a huge pain in the ass to take down. I haven't really been able to test it with a lot of other quests, but once I realized what was happening, I found myself sort of skipping to my loo and taking care of quests in a much more timely way because... Ooh, that's a big one right there. Good lord. Okay, let's put down a little AoE on the ground right there. I'm going to give myself an energy shield. I kind of spec'd into paladin-related stuff as I was going through the game. I do have a level up ready to go, and so I will show you what that entails in just a minute. I think I can get him with a little spinny strike right there, too, for like 800 damage. This guy kept me from actually getting too far down in the depths over here the last time that I came in, and that almost gave us an entire level up, too. So let's fall back, and we'll take a look at what our character's customization looks like before we go too much further on into the game. So your character is comprised of a number of stats, as with things like Morrowind and Elder Scrolls. In this game, as you use these skills, they get stronger. So I'm using two-handed claymores right now, so I have very high slashing attack. And then from there, I've also got a lot of strength, I've got a lot of dexterity, I've got a lot of endurance, all things that make you tankier and more badass. And strangely enough, I've gotten really good at alchemy, just because alchemy has a huge amount of utility in this game for making potions. This isn't one of those games where potions are just healing potions. In this game, you can get potions if you find rare materials around that you can just find in the open world that will permanently increase your stats and things of that nature as well, which is really, really fun. You can drink a potion, it'll get rid of all your debuffs. You can drink a potion, it'll change the weather around. You can drink a potion and it'll give you night vision, sort of Witcher style, like you're using a cat potion for like 5 or 6 hours of in-game time. Fun things to play around with, but these are all the stats that comprise your character right here, and there's nothing stopping you from making a character that is good at everything. The difference is just that you're going to have to grind that out and make the whole thing happen by swapping your weapons, swapping your equipment, swapping out what it is that you're doing, and then from there it gets a little bit more rigid through the mastery system. So if you've ever played Titan Quest, this is exactly what I was sort of referencing as we got into the video at the beginning, is that this works exactly like Titan Quest. You have a number of classes over here. You get to pick 2 of them. With the new expansion, I think they just added Beastbane, which is a dual-wielding, monster-hunting sort of Witcher class that has lots and lots of things that they can do to decrepify the enemy and generally get in their way and cause problems, while also whipping 2 swords around and, you know, being a whirling dervish to your heart's content. There's also another interesting class that they've got folded on into here with the new expansion called the Doombringer, I think. Now, the Doombringer, it seems to be chaos-focused, and it seems to be a class that really rewards you for being a bad guy and taking on lots of curses and doing lots of stealing and getting lots of negative character perks and traits and things like that for making evil decisions. A lot of the stuff in here seems to reward you for each one of those things that you have. And the entire game sort of focuses on this idea of order versus chaos struggling against each other, and the things that you choose to do on the map with your quests will also have consequences to the way that the world forms and what gods end up being strong. For right now, I'm playing as a Guardian, which is a Paladin, so I've got lots of holy magic and sort of AoEs that eat away at the enemy's defense and things of that nature, consecrations, lots of defensive shields and stuff like that. And then on the opposite end, I went for a two-handed Blade Master, so that I have lots of offense coming on in with lots of martial skills that allow me to get the upper hand over my enemies. But by no means is the game limited to those things. You've got everything from ranged classes to trappers to thieves to mages to all kinds of stuff stuff inside of here that you can play around with. When you level up, you get mastery points, and you put those into here, and you get bonuses for each one that you put in. So in the case of my defender class, I become more resistant to being bludgeoned, and then I also have more and more and more bonus health. For Blade Master, I get much stronger with slashing weapons, and then I get resistant to slashing weapons. And so I'm pretty much resistant to everything but piercing damage. I'm getting a lot of damage reduction right now from what I've picked in between. But you've also got further methods of customizing your character. You see, there are gods in this universe, and every decision that you make, be it inside of a quest or what monsters you decide to slay versus which ones you decide to be merciful to the amount and the way that you treat nature, all of those things are going to give you God's favors, which are kind of like hidden achievements that are assigned to each god. So for example, Perun likes it when you kill lots and lots and lots of enemies all at once and you exceed your own limitations by getting like your next biggest crit or your next largest monster that you've killed. Alternatively, you've got like Mokosh over here. She really likes it when you do things that keep you in balance with nature, like harvesting plants, making potions, and generally consecrating shrines that make the areas of nature more safe for travelers and stuff like that. She's the one that I've been focused on. As you get god favors, you can put them into this track up here, and then you can also devote yourself to a god, which gives you a number of passive benefits and also an active benefit when your health goes down below half. It actually summons that god, and they aid you in one way or another. So in the case of Perun, when you get down to low health, he erupts from the sky and causes lightning to rain down on everybody, and he comes to rescue you. With Mokosh, when I go down below half health, she seduces all nearby enemies, and they turn on each other for 5 seconds. And then on top of that, I also get my cooldowns on potions and food reduced so that I can guzzle potions a little bit more aggressively. There's also emergent character building that happens. So for example, you get wounds over here. The developers had a problem where people were using, so every time you get hit, you gain endurance levels, but people were farming endurance by parking in the middle of really weak enemies and just letting them beat them up. Now you get wounds, and it costs you money to get. Some of them are permanent, and some of them are just on you, and you need to go to a healer to get rid of them. But this one right here makes me stupid. I level up intelligence really, really slowly. This one right here, I got my ear cut off by a goblin, and so my mana regenerates more slowly. I got vampirism because I was wandering through the woods in the middle of night, and I got attacked by a pack of vampires that infected me with their strain of bacteria. But you also get good ones too. So for example, I'm bright over here, which makes me smarter than everybody else and gain intelligence faster. I resist a lot of damage because I'm an underdog, and I get movement speed when there's tons of enemies around. I have abstinence as a quest reward. I chose the goodness option right there. That means I get more XP when it pertains to order, and my hunger goes up a lot slower than it used to. I've also got generosity, which means that I get much more XP for making a good choice as well, and there's a much higher chance that I'll get positive talents up here as rewards, like this headhunter on this side, where it looks like I have a 10% chance to reset the cooldown of the last ability that I used whenever I finish off an enemy. And so lots of character building and fun stuff to play around with. And here's another fun fact. This place, the game does not really have a pause. And so while I was sitting there showing that to all of you, it was totally possible that I could have been attacked by anything and everything. Let me find a few more zombies to beat down over here, but it doesn't look like most of them are being really generous with the amount of tongues that they're dropping, so that's a little bit of a bummer. Well, unfortunately, after wiping out all the zombinis, I didn't get enough. I'm one tongue short. Murphy's Law in full effect right now. Ain't that the way that it always seems to go? I do have some Bronze Heart gloves here that drop. They give me magic armor, and they give me a little bit of defense versus piercing. However, I've got attack speed stacked up right now on my gear. I've got attack speed rings, attack speed gloves, because I found that two-handed weapons were a little bit slow for me personally, and so I wanted to like beef those on up. I do have this deer over here, dude. He attacked me and almost killed me when I was like a young whippersnapper. I'm gonna get my revenge on him real fast. There we go. I got my revenge on him. The game map, it's not a huge world, but there is a lot of stuff in it. You're going to find shrines and all kinds of stuff for you to explore and interact with while you cruise throughout the game world. I'm sort of curious what this row of houses is out here over and to the left, so maybe we'll go investigate that. How bad is my weight right now? I don't have a lot of inventory slots left, but I want to go see what it is. So let's head on over to that direction, maybe broaden our horizons a little bit and learn if there's like another village or maybe like another batch of quests or what's going on over on this side. There's a big rock guy over here. How tough is he? He's level 20. I think we can actually possibly take him. I need to be careful, though. How hard does he hit? He hits pretty hard. He's definitely no slouch. Like, he stings when he hits us. Let's get some big damage off on him. But I've got to, because of my vampirism, I've got a debuff right now, which means that during the daytime, any healing effect I have, like a potion that I put on myself, I get a lot less healing out when I use it. So I don't know if this guy's actually going to be beatable here. We may want to kite him around for a second and wait for our cooldowns to come back up. I think we can take him, but it's going to take a little bit of kiting and a little bit of skullduggery. If I can just get a little more damage off on him right here, I think we'll be all right, but I'm going through potions pretty rapidly. I don't think I'm getting the benefit of my AoE anymore. Anything that stands inside this AoE gets whooped and takes like a bunch of damage per second, but I got to get him to like stand inside of it first. I think we got what it's going to take him out now. So I'm going to put all my AoEs down. We'll get him with a big hit right there, and we took down the golem. Did he drop anything good? Marana's Guard's Pants. Everything in this game is kind of randomized. So sometimes if you look at the bottom of the item tooltip right there, they have different levels of quality and also where they were made, which sort of explains their potential. So those pants right there were made in an underworld forge, which means that if I can upgrade those up to a higher quality, they probably have a lot more potential than what I've got on. We also got that guy's soul right there, which will give me 500 XP, and we got a rare ore. All right. I can take that. That sounds good. We probably don't want to be out in the wilderness around the time that night falls. Monsters tend to get a lot stronger and a lot nastier once night arrives. And I also need to keep an eye out for alchemy ingredients because I'm running low on healing potions right now. And one of my biggest pieces of advice for you when starting this game out is carry a lot of healing potions. Dying is kind of a setback in this game, and so I'd rather not die if I can help it. On top of that, every single character in this game, they've got like an overarching quest. I think there's 3 of them as it stands right now. So my character was a slave who happened to escape from his slave caravan when it was attacked by orcs. Other characters have other starting professions and things like that that sort of goad them forward as to what it is that they are trying to accomplish as they go through the game. I think we've got like undead wizards or something over here that are really trying to mess me up. So it looks like we found ourselves like a little undead camp over on this side. Uh-oh. Okay, there's a few too many of them. We may need to fall back for a second, but I'm not giving up my loot. All right, so let's fall back for a minute. I don't know if we're quite ready for this place. I can take most of these monsters individually. The problem is, though, that they're in like a big group right now, and dodging all of their projectiles and whatnot is going to be kind of difficult. So if I can pick 1 or 2 of them off, that would make this a lot easier. Let me get a health potion rocking real quick. These guys take bonus damage, I think, from my holy aura because they're undead. Yeah, I think they do right there, so that'll work out pretty good. We didn't really get anything for doing that real fast. Let me get on into the game real quick and like let me buy some new stuff. So in the Guardian tree, I can get an 8% chance to dodge attacks entirely, but we have 9 mastery points. What I wanted to get is I wanted to get this heal over here, and then I wanted to buff the hell out of it. And so it's got a 30-second cooldown. I personally have found that a lot of the cooldowns are crazy long in this game. They could afford to be shortened a little bit. Almost everything has like a 1-minute cooldown, but yeah, let me heal myself real fast. Having an extra heal that isn't tied to my potion is actually huge. Like, that'll be really, really helpful to get the blessings of the gods and just, like, patch myself up whenever stuff's getting a little bit hairy. Where'd these other skeletons run off to? So he's right there, and he's shooting at me. Let me get my shield back. Because these guys are wizards, I was hoping they would die a little bit quicker, but I don't think it's happening like that. So let's draw this guy back over to the hilltop. I'll drop my AoE right there, and then we'll try to finish him off. It looks like, oh, he's level 41. Oh, my God. Okay, he's level 41. Run away. I didn't realize that he was level 41. The health bar and the indicator for what level they are. It doesn't show up until you attack an enemy. What are these? Do I want these? Doesn't matter. I'm in the process of being murdered right now. Okay, this adventure was a terrible idea. What you're seeing right there, those are shrines. What shrines do is you can consecrate and dedicate them to certain gods of the pantheon. And if you cleanse them and then you dedicate them, you get favor with that god. And it kind of influences the surrounding area in the direction of the ideals that that god embodies. I'm being chased by a couple of goats right now, but the dithering is not working on the rest of all this stuff. I actually think what we should do for right now is let me head on back to town. I need to unload a bunch of my gear, and in unloading a bunch of my gear, I should be able to buy some more supplementary stuff. I also need to, like, oh, I've got a talent. I am now Spartan. Is that good or is that bad? That's a good perk, so I require less food and my endurance grows 25% faster, and it looks like when I fast travel around the map, it costs me a lot less food. Nice, I'll take that. That's perfect, because I was just planning on fast traveling. So here we are in town. This is where you're going to come back to. There's a number of towns in this game, and they all have different services and things that are available to you as a character. But for right now, I need to sell off a whole bunch of my trophies. On top of that, the game also has like a little bit of a RimWorld feel to it. Hear me out. Like, not in the sense that you're like building up a town or controlling other people or anything else like that. Ooh, that silver greatsword is better than what I have. It lowers my crit down quite a bit, and it's a little bit shorter, but it gives me 10% more damage. Might be worth playing around with. But there are events that will happen at the beginning of every single day. So when the sun comes up, it will announce to you what the new event is. Is the guy moving? Oh, I think he's going to bed right now. Let's go ahead and we'll sleep till morning so that he stays at his station, because he's trying to go to bed at the moment. My character will just keep like stutter stepping behind him, trying to follow him. This is the alchemy system over here. While we're waiting for that guy to go back to his post, you can do alchemy using things that you find all over the map, and some of these potions are really, really good. Right now, I'm cooking up another batch of 4 healing potions because I went through mine pretty aggressively, and so I'm going to need to, like, restack these on. Oh, cool, we critically hit. Nice. Every now and again, you'll critically hit when it comes to potions and things like that, and you'll get, like, more yield out of the things that you were crafting. I don't know if I want to use the silver greatsword. They were both made in an underworld forge, but I don't have a lot of weapon parts right now. I've also got this bronze heart armor over here that I was planning on upgrading to see if I could get it to be better than what I've got at the moment. But I haven't gotten around to it just yet because armor parts are kind of hard to come by. Your character does have bags. I haven't really had any issues with inventory management in this game. You seem to have a lot of room for a lot of the stuff and like weight and kind of restrictions on what it is you can carry around with you. They haven't really seemed to matter altogether that much for me personally. I think it's mostly due to the fact that I'm a strength build, and so the amount of stuff I can carry keeps going up. But we need to sell some stuff to this guy over here. Now that I've got my inventory appropriately all nice and cleaned up, instead what we can do, lighting can be a little weird in this game, by the way. The lighting is very, very stark. Like, some days look better than others, depending on the weather conditions and whatnot. But I'm going to come over here, and we need to go to this blacksmith anvil. And on this blacksmith anvil, I'd like to upgrade either the pants or this armor. Let's see if we can upgrade this armor. So it's only going to take me, like, 1 armor part to get that done. So we've taken that now up to a better quality. Let's upgrade it again. It's poor quality. It's going to take 12 of those to do the next tier. Sheesh. It's going to take me a minute to get this thing upgraded to a quality where it's going to be usable. It's also going to be expensive. I haven't figured out exactly how to get more armor parts as we've been traveling on the road. But I will slap on those armored pants now that I got them upgraded. I'm guessing somewhere there's a way for you to like salvage gear or something like that, but I haven't seemed to found it in like the last 5 or 6 hours that I've been playing the game. I put a bunch of hours into this one. Now that we're potioned back up and we're looking a little safer, what stuff is around here? So it looks like there's something up and to the right of where we're at, like maybe some kind of mine or something. Maybe we'll go take a look at that and see if there's any quests or goodies that we can play around with on that side. Let's head over there. Well, I went to the bandit camp over there. It was a bandit camp, by the way. That's what's over there. And I got stomped out super hard and had to run for my life. And I left my dignity sort of dribbling all over the ground. And so let's go up to the capital and see what adventures await us in the top left direction of the map. I'm sure we'll find something. It looks like there's something on those little islands over there, too. And our character in this game is not deficient. He can actually swim. Like, you can go out in water and you don't just, like, sink to the bottom or instantly die, which is a nice change. I don't know how in the year 2024 adventuring heroes are still unable to swim in, like, 90% of games. But, dude, I love the fact that I can swim in this game. Let's see what's on this little lakeside island over here. Lakes in general have always been really, really good money-making, like, loot opportunities for me. The game has taught me that islands are almost always something you can check out. Yeah, there's a god's blood over here. We can use this to make a potion that gives us a permanent stat. And so we definitely want to pick one of those up. I don't know if I have... It takes 2 mushrooms in order to do it, and I don't know if I have the other mushroom. But we'll take a look around. There's like a sword on the island. The Holy Blade. Is it good? Wow, yeah, it's really, really, really good. Okay, yeah, let's equip the Holy Blade then. Upgrades, man. You love to see it. Let's go out on the other side of here. Was there a house or... Oh, there is. There's like a house or something over there. Let's go see what the house is real quick. The quest that I have in the capital is that I've got to go ask... Apparently the king is like the guardian of some item that used to belong to a god. And we're trying to reunify a bunch of different items that were taken from the gods long, long time ago. And so I'm trying to track down everybody that has one of those things and like turn them over. I can buy freedom for your brother if you manage to find 5,000 coins. Once you have those, bring them to the gate of the Black Mines. That's probably something that's hinting on how I get a quest done or something like that. But for right now, I don't know. Big old squad of pigs over here. I could take those out real quick just for the free XP. In general, I found XPing in this game to be really, really generous. Like, even once you're at, like, level 15 or something, it doesn't really care if you kill low-level mobs. It still gives you, like, a very real, tangible chunk of XP when you kill, like, little things around. And so I tend to, like, graze as I'm moving around the map, open world, sort of free-form exploring. Oh, what is that thing? He's coming at me hot right now. Is he dangerous? I don't know what he is, dude. He's level 36, which makes me nervous. How hard does he hit? Well, I mean, he gets hit pretty hard. So it's kind of hard to say how hard he hits, but I hit him pretty hard, so he seems to have a pretty severe HP deficit. Give me a little bit of healing right there. There we go. Knock him out. 2,000 XP for that guy. Is he like a minotaur? I can't tell what he is. He's got hooves. Some kind. He's got like lava underpants. So some kind of demon or something maybe? I don't know. Where did he come from? Was he guarding something over here? He just came charging out of the bushes like he wanted to murder me and my whole family. And so, is he like keeping watch over anything? Like, did he come from a node or something? Oh, there's a bear over here too. How hard is a bear? Hard enough. A little bit nasty. Maybe I was hitting him so hard because he was a creature of evil. Maybe that's what it was, because it said that this sword right here gets bonus damage versus, like, minions of evil or something, didn't it? I don't know. Either way, our attack speed's looking really good right now. Super happy with the overall attack speed that we've been given. I don't know if I need my AoE right now. There we go. Take him out. Oh, cool. We consumed his soul. And the bear had 25 bucks on him. Who doesn't love 25 bucks? Are you in a position right now where you would turn down a free 25 bucks? I would take that carte blanche. I wouldn't even look. I'd be like, yep, I'll take it. I don't know what he was, but he died pretty easy. Wolf claws. Oh, werewolves. Beautiful. Okay. Well, there we go. Just finish him off. Give me them claws. Is there a reason why there's werewolves all over the place here? Looks like they've taken over the granary. Or like the grain mill. Alright, there goes another one. Hey, XP is XP. I'll take it. Inside a chest, we've got Marana's guard pants, which are like roughly as good as what I have. I guess if we wanted to swap out for the extra dexterity. We've got Vasir's pants over here as well. And it looks like those are also a dexterity build pants. It's just vendor gear for me. I'll probably just sell it off. Does that door open? That door does not open. A little bit of advice for those of you that are coming into this game new. Doors open when you stand in front of them. It took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize that. And so, you know, lots of doors open. There's lots of interior locations in this game that you can check out. Oh, I'm way off the trail right now. I got cut off going in a different direction, but I do have level ups to play around with. How many mastery points do I have? I'm going to make my heal a little bit better, I guess, although it's still a pretty weak heal right now. It scales with strength, though, so it should get better the more we work on it, I think. All shields applied to your health are 10% stronger. What's mine at? 290? So that should take it up to like 320, I think. I'll take that. 40% more on my shield sounds nice. I do use my shield pretty aggressively in most fights. Looks like maybe we have a campfire or something over here. What do we have? Ooh, that nettle right there is for healing potions. And I never have enough healing potions. Who are you guys? Remain calm. We're investigating a report of theft. Praise the Lord. Keep going. You better get stone. Get going. Oh, they want me to leave? Okay. You guys are unfriendly. You guys were not being sport. I came over here to make new friends, maybe practice my handshakes, maybe some light cuddling, and you guys made the whole thing suck. What's inside this house? Oh, all kinds of stuff. Hold up. What do we have going on in here? I'm about to loot the hell out of this place. Hold up. Just a big house full of things? Black Templar's armor. Hell yeah. Full inventory. I can fix that. Did I pick up anything of worth? So we've got battle swords. We've got bronze plate armor over here. House of Faith Forge. Yeah, I would say that that armor right there is pretty good. Let's slap that on. Oh, dude, I got the full plate mail thing going on now. Hell yeah. I guess, like, the origins at the bottom just kind of tell you where it came from, a la something like Kenshi. You know how, like, in Kenshi, it tells you where everything was forged in the game? Nightfall helmet right there. Army battle sword, some Nightfall boots, so on the inside of a house, I'm a lot faster. Okay. I mean, it's better than what I got on. Throw those on real quick. Nightfall gloves, they give me attack speed, and they give me a big bonus versus slashing. And they give me some blunt defense and whatnot. Throw those on, too. Why not? We just stumbled into, like, a loot trove over here. We got all kinds of goodies. All right, now that I'm re-equipped, what else we got around here? I can't find the looting spot for the helmet. Or, I'm sorry, for the gloves. Oh, there they are. Okay, they were kind of, like, off to the right. There's a shield right there, some ranger's boots. And quest finished? What quest did I finish? 20 armor scraps is great, though. 5,000 bucks? Dude, that's the most money I've had in a hot minute. Sick. There's also chests all over the game that allow you to store your stuff inside of them. So you can find one of these little buildings that's around that will just let you store your stuff, just in case you're having inventory storage problems. The hell is that thing right there? Ooh, more God's blood, though. Definitely take that. It's like a big pillar. Oh, it's like a hand. Interesting. Why is there a giant stone hand coming out of the ground? Huh. There's a big snake over here. Is it a friendly snake? It is not a friendly snake. It is a snake of anger and heartache. All right, well, light him up. I can already feel that extra 5% attack speed. It's feeling pretty good. But this game definitely manages, I think, to cut like a really good cross-section of something like an Elder Scrolls game, something like Beyond Divinity or Divine Divinity, any of those games if you've ever played those before, and then sort of mix it up with a little bit of Diablo energy, a little bit of Elder Scrolls in there, a lot of really, really nice things. I barely survived that snake right there. I get taunted by the gods whenever I come close to dying. Uh-oh. I might actually die of poison right here. I did not die of poison. Very, very, very narrowly, though. I almost died of poison. But this game right here is called Svarog's Dream. I think it's really rad. This is exactly the type of RPG that I personally enjoy playing, just due to the fact that I really prefer things that are kind of sandboxy and kind of emergent, where you pick your own adventures. I like games that have consequence, and almost every decision you make in this game has some kind of consequence attached to it. If I had to talk about weak points to the game, the writing is mostly humorous, and the game is very, very brief whenever it gives you any access to any sort of narrative or whatever else. It's a very terse game. It's clear that they just want you to pick up all the quest prompts, and then the quest prompts are kind of an excuse for you to go out and make decisions to get the consequence system flowing, and generally exerting your will on the overall game map, and in order to spur forward sort of your alliances with the gods and making friends with them and stuff like that. The game does possess a decent amount of wonk and jank, but it's the good type of wonk and jank. It's not the bad type of wonk and jank. It's the type of wonk and jank that makes the game endearing, a la something like Kenshi or something like Neo Scavenger. And so Svarog's Dream. I've played this game for about 6 or 7 hours in preparation for this video. I really enjoyed it. I think this is really fantastic. I hope the developer, which I think is a husband and wife team that are making this game, I hope that they make lots of money. I hope that they get a bigger team, because games like this that really, really focus on player consequence and player influence on the game world, I'm willing to forgive a lot of things if your game has that, and I'm hoping that they are very successful and able to expand out their team to do much more complex, much more interesting things that still incorporate the ideas inside of Svarog's Dream, in the future. And so my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, it was Svarog's Dream. Tomorrow it'll be something else. Thanks for hanging out with me, and that's about all I've got for you. This one passes with flying colors, to my mind. It's not a perfect game, but all of the stuff that I like about it is very, very good, and all of the stuff that I don't like about it are very much forgivable, given what the game is trying to be and the fact that 2 people made this, and it just got an expansion, so check out the expansion too if you wanted to get, you know, the new classes, the new adventuring areas, the new storylines, the new gear, the new items, stuff like that. I'll see y'all later. Take care, folks.